Hello, this is Gallows Talk Show. I'm your host, SK Amwa. Today, we are back again to discuss on a topic LGBTQ. I have here with me Eskojo Frimpong, Mr. Stephen Amwa, Apostle Shedrack Amwakong to talk to us on this topic. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Can any one of you help me out with a history on how this homosexuality or gays or lesbian thing started, or it is originated from?
Yeah. So for the little I know, the gay practices came into existence prior to the 20th century. That's
Okay.
earlier before the 20th century by the Romans.
Okay.
Most of them, even their lords, I don't know how they call them. Their kings were even practicing it, and some of them were having male. That's the male kings were having
Male servants.
servants or male husbands that they were married to. So it has been in existence for quite a very long time.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
this is where it's coming from.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I watched a movie like Gladiators. Is it Spartacus? Something Spartacus. Gladiators, yes. When I watched that movie, yeah, I'm a pastor, but I watched it. It's a nice movie. It opens
If
your.
you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. When I watched that movie, I saw that the kings or the laws of those gladiators, they were having male slaves or servants, and sometimes they do these things with them. So according to your source of information, telling us that it is originated from such place, I believe it is so, because out of that movie it's all projected that it came from those people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I would say this activities has been with us since. Yeah, because it all deals with emotions and feelings.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think someone can have the way you can see a female and get attracted to that female. Same way, someone can, get attracted to the same sex instead of the opposite. Yeah,
Okay.
it do happens.
So a guy will see another guy,
Yeah.
and he will be attracted to.
Yes.
Why?
Yes. The same way applies to the ladies.
A lady
Some
will see
ladies
another
also,
lady.
yeah, they feel attracted to the same sex.
Who said a lady will see this lady and say, "Wow, if I get her."
Yeah, or even if not in terms of sexuality, but there is some kind of arousement that they feel towards their same sex.
Let me chip in too. The term he is using, okay, I would say that there are limitations to them. We the men or we guys,
Okay.
You will meet your fellow guy.
Hmm.
You could give a description of the guy to clearly say that the person is handsome than you.
Okay.
In the term of human, we will say that there are some likables, okay, that you may have. There are some features that will be on someone that you would love. Okay, that one has nothing to do with the emotions, but it has something to do with your intellect. A typical example say, it has gotten attracted to me because it is beautiful. But it has no sexual arousal attached to. But it has an appealing of the eye for acceptance.
To
you, an individual. So what you love, someone could see that same thing that same energy, let me put it in that context, that same energy is also placed in material ththings. Your idea, someone will feel if it's on me, it makes me look good. He will also see someone, physical features will let you love the person.
So it means the those I'm not into it. I don't really understand it. That's why I'm asking this question. So our brothers and sisters who sometimes we see them on social media, a woman married to a woman and a guy married to a guy. That means naturally it's not their fault.
That one they've actually should I use in quotes? I'm using in quotes because viewers are also watching us and they would need to get the concept right. So if we want to educate, on my part, I would love to educate on that particular aspect. It's just like I'm having a feeling, let me put it in quotes. I'm attracted to something. Let me use the word something.
Something.
Yeah.
That means a
and that something, because I am attracted to, I would want it to be for me.
For you.
Alone. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the moment I channel that energy into sexual arousal, okay, it becomes negative depending on how it was used. So, sexual emotion is a tool. That is how I see it. It's a tool.
Okay.
But if it is used wrongly, it becomes wrong. Why am I saying this? Because we all have emotions. Everybody, every entity has emotion. So if you have emotion, there are principles. I wouldn't say rules. The rules are different from principles.
Natural principles.
Natural principles that actually govern that emotion. Okay. So I have an emotion. I'm attracted to SK. Okay. I love him.
You just love the guy.
I love the guy.
Maybe the way he speaks, the way he dresses.
That is it.
When I see his chin is.
That looks alone makes me always want to be around him.
Or his friend. You want to be
as a friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to go to a step where you want to kiss.
Where I would want to use that tool as a point to have beyond that tool to have a desire satisfaction in a way I should have used for a woman, that becomes wrong. It is.
You want to add something?
Okay. So what Pastor is saying is perfectly right. But what I want to clarify this because I think it's an intuition. Okay.
Yeah.
People are not born to be gays or lesbians or those things. But as you are growing up, you tend to get attracted to certain things like kids. When they are growing up and then they start seeing toys, they start playing with toys and all that. Sometimes they tend to be attached to those toys. So it's the same feeling. Okay. So when kids are growing up and then, for instance, a straight person. When we say a straight person, somebody who likes the opposite sex sees a girl, and then he likes the girl. Okay, that's like a feeling he has developed. Okay, but in the case of the gays and then the lesbians, this time around it's like it's the other way around. Okay, when the guy or the boy sees another boy, he tends to like the person. Okay, maybe looking at the features of the guy, or so something like that. So it's an intuition. People are not born to become gays, but as they are growing up, they develop that feeling or that attachment.
Okay. So let me add up. Actually, I wouldn't say it's the natural way, because we all know that the natural way is a man is to a woman.
Okay.
Yeah. But then one way or the other, let's say choices also comes in.
Okay.
Maybe you may prefer this, someone might also prefer that. And that choices comes out of what the person is feeling within. Yeah, because I can't go in for something that actually I've not desired for.
Mm.
So let's say I've had a chance to, have one or two encounter with certain people, and per their talking or per their sentiment, it's like, let's say to them it's a natural thing. They just feel attached to the same sex instead of being vice versa. And I don't know if I should say it's a medical something, or I don't want to go that way, but I feel like that's the way they were. So instead
Like,
of
that's the way they were.
yeah, that's the way they came.
They were born. Or
Yeah, that's the way they born.
to like the opposite sex.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, it happens because I've had a chance to speak with one or two, and per what I observed, and I've also lived with I've lived in society with one or two, and per what I've observed.
I'm not cutting you.
Yeah.
When I was growing, or when I was a child, those days there was this guy. Whenever we are going to the bathhouse to bath, he joins us. When he joins and we are bathing, you see him bending down. Always want to bend down. Then showing us his bottles. Put it inside. Then he will tell us to insect. You understand? Yeah, that's those days.
So you see, that was, let's say, I would say probably like, let's say 20 to 30 years ago. Okay.
I was a kid crowd.
So that time, this LGBT issue wasn't this popular by then.
So by now he has grown, and those days he was his father was one of the richest.
So I would say it's a situation. So I would rather prefer that we rather understand them. Through the understanding, we can help them. Because let me finish. Some may need help. Some can actually come out of that situation. Some too, I don't think they can, because it has become part and parcel of them. Yeah, it has become. No matter how you try, the person is still attached to the opposite sex.
I also think some it's a bad behavior that they learn. I was saying that it's not a born trait, because I know somebody who learned it.
That's what I was coming to land on. Because in as much as we are criticizing or we are talking about it, let's be educated. Because some people learn it. Actually, let's say it became like a trend. And actually, if someone will go into that field, then probably that person might be getting something beneficial.
Well, I also think that when they're infants, like they tend to practice it.
If someone will go, you made a point that someone went in as, let's say, out of the influence. So if someone will go into a situation out of that influence, then that means the person is getting something beneficial out of it. You get it? The person is getting something beneficial.
If come again.
If someone goes into it as an influence, or like, let's say someone is being influenced into the act, then that means that person is getting something beneficial.
This one is like later part when you grow up.
No, the point that you made.
But what I'm saying is that like people learn it when they are kids.
Relax.
Like for instance, when they are infants, they tend to practice it. So before they will grow up, it has become part of it.
Like what I was saying. And you said you know someone who went in as that. Okay, now as kids growing up, definitely what you feel inward, that's what you estimate outward.
I'm saying that the person learned it when he was a kid.
How did the person learn it? That is the question. How did the person learn it?
That's why I'm saying that. Like when he was a kid, somebody taught him.
Introduce
that gazing.
Like I just said.
So he learned it, and then it became part of him. And then he grew with it.
Yeah, like when we were kids, we were doing that and mama.
And then we also have.
And now there's no girl.
Yeah.
So I say you pretend to be mama.
So yes. I'm coming. So now when that person when that person grows up, that person has the choice to walk out of it or remain in it.
Okay, I'm now getting
Yeah.
it.
You understand? Because when you
Yeah,
are
I'm
young,
getting it.
Yes, there
let
are
me-
people who are already grown.
because me,
But
I've witnessed some.
they are influenced because of money
Okay.
to do it.
If you, that's what I was learning at that. If someone
Mhm.
taught you when you were young, let's say you didn't know, because I've witnessed people like that in my community. I wouldn't want to mention the area, but I grew up with people like that. Like we were all boys, and we used to go and play football and stuff. But then you see that as a young boy growing up, a time will come that your sexual edge will become so strong. And I saw it to be that the confidence to approach ladies was not there. So instead of approaching the ladies and getting bounced, as we term it, or like getting rejected, they actually strategize the way of satisfying themselves
Okay.
through, having intercourse among themselves.
Guys.
Yeah, among themselves. So they were
female.
Yeah, not male to male. They were actually doing it intense. So this one will do it for this one, and then this one will do it for this one, and then when they are, sexually satisfied.
So that means because they were not able to propose to the opposite sex.
Yes, the edge. But when they grew up, none of them stayed in that act.
They went to.
They all went to.
Yeah.
Some of them are even humanizers, as I'm talking right now. Like,
So
so
another thing is that some of them, when they are born, for instance, if you have siblings who are all ladies, and then you are the only guy in it,
Okay.
one way or the other, you think you're also like a girl.
It's like a lion growing up with maybe dogs
with the kitten.
or kitten.
Yeah.
In
So
the
when you
house.
grow up, you are like a girl.
You behave like a kitten
girl.
or a girl. Okay.
So I think this is also a factor. Yeah.
Let me come. You see, the issue we are looking at, okay, it has root cause. Okay.
Yes.
And then it also have causes, or the science man will say causative causes,
Okay.
or causative tools.
Or causative
Agents. Okay. And then we have factors. Now let's come into this using the scientific terms.
Okay.
Now, when we say a causative agent, it is something that can do without. A causative agent,
Independent variable.
Okay.
And then factors are stuff that you can do without.
Your grammar.
One cannot do without. Causative agent is you can't do without it.
Okay, that means you are glued to it.
You are glued to it. And then the other side is factors. That one you can do without it.
Okay.
Now let me break it down a bit. Now, if you were born into an environment where you only met males, if parents, like we discussed in our previous episode, if parents who are male and female do not educate you to psych you that there is going to be a time you would have this kind of emotional desires towards people. Now, when these desires come, it is natural, but there is a principle that governs it. And that principle should be used this way. That emotional desire should be used this way. That is why a lot of time I lay more emphasis on parents, because every parent is with the children 24/7. They only spend 7 hours, 8 hours in school, and calculate 8 hours out of 24 hours. It means that parents have more contact with their children. So if you don't have much time to educate your child, so that particular child who do not have that guidance and more or less like perimeters in educating the child within his context of emotion will veer off. So that we will say that is a causative agent. That child did not have something that could help him live without. So he has become a victim.
So without it, he can't survive.
Without it, he will not be able to survive. Okay. The chances will be dependent on the parents and also those that he associates himself with.
Okay.
That would determine as to whether he could easily jump out or not easily be able to jump out. Now, when we come to other factors, is where you are taught by your parents. You are educated about sex.
Okay.
But out of curiosity, you would want to give it a try.
Okay.
Or out of influence from you growing up not being able to receive certain social amenities to upgrade your life, your friends that you mingled with were people like that. And therefore, they told you how they make their income. And then over time, through their conversations with you, they gave you the reasons for why you will not be harmed. They gave you reasons for why you can survive. They gave you reasons for why you cannot be destroyed, even when you should do that. Now, informations over time builds character. What you give your ears to in a period of time for a number of years will determine what you become tomorrow. So, if a child has given himself to a friend who is into it over time, the tendency of the child trying to practice it will be great. And then secondly, the one he or she is going to practice that with is the person in that state for many years, or is just a flash. So if the person had been in it for many years, then that person will use up that knowledge